Hey guys, it's Alexis, and today I'm going to be answering some questions for a Q&A. If you hear any background noise, I'm sorry. I'm in my game room and it's open, so it's like open to the stairway, and downstairs I have a bird, someone's cooking I think, so if you hear noises, that's what it is. I'm just out in a room that's not closed off. So I asked you guys like a day or two ago to ask me questions if you had any, so I could answer them in a Q&A, and so I'm just going to get those off of YouTube. Okay, so let's get started. So Jessica Hereta, I might be saying your name completely wrong, but Jessica asked, how long have you and Gio been together? Gio and I have been together for 5 years. We've known each other for 6. We met in the 8th grade. We were best friends. We started dating a year later, a month or two before freshman year. And yeah, that's how long we've been together. We haven't been together like consecutively like that whole entire time. We did break up a couple times, but nothing serious. And then we basically have been with each other the whole time though. Like even when we weren't dating, we were still dating. It's Natalie's Life says, does the baby sleep throughout the night? Yes, the baby does sleep throughout the night. He now sleeps 8 hours during the night. She also says, can you give a house tour and a baby night routine? I don't think I would be doing a house tour. I live in a pretty okay sized house with a lot of other people. I really only stay in my room, and I come down of course to like hang out in the living room and to cook and eat, but I'm in my room a lot, so I don't think I will be. And for the baby's night routine, I will eventually get to it. Like I need to. My phone is so full with pictures and videos of the baby that I have like no space. I will eventually get to it. Just give me time. I can't say when I'll do it, but I will. She also asked, how are your baby blues doing? I did make a video about baby blues, so if you guys are experiencing that, I'll leave that video linked below. It might help you if you're going through it. My baby blues are fine, thanks for asking. They're completely gone. If you stayed to the end of my baby blues video, you would have known that. My baby blues were gone by the time he turned 1 week. It really only lasted day 3 to 4 to 7 of his life. So it started when he was 3 or 4 days old, and it literally ended when he was 7 days. So it was only like 3 days or so, but they were very long 3 days. And then I had the random odd day that I would feel like that afterwards, but I've been completely fine. I would say it's gone. Olivia Tofolo asked, was your labor and delivery easy or difficult, and would you do it again? My labor and delivery was both. It was really easy, I think, because it kind of went quickly in my opinion. So I feel like it went pretty quickly, especially once my water broke, and that made it easy. But it was difficult in the sense those pains were absolute terrible. It was so bad. The pain was so bad. So it was both easy and difficult. Pushing him out, I kind of had a hard time as well, but I did that pretty quickly. So I guess it was easy in the sense everything went pretty quickly, but it hurt a lot, and I would definitely do it again so I could have my little boy. She also says, what inspired you to name him Micah? Okay, so Gio says that he came up with this name. No, he didn't. I know I did. He says he did. I did. I was actually just searching for names on the internet, and nothing that special, and I saw it and I wrote it down because I thought it was cool. We had a list for boys and girls, and I saw this name and I thought you pronounced it Micah, and I was like, Micah? I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It's unique. I was like, maybe. And so when I read it off to him, I was like, Micah? And he saw the name. He goes, Micah. He goes, yeah, I used to have a friend named Micah. And I was like, I like Micah better than Micah. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe we'll name him that. But at the time I was really like set on different names, and he swears that he suggested the name, but I know that I did because I have it written down. Gio didn't make a list, you know, that's the thing that girls do, but whatever. We just like how it sounded. I wanted something unique, but I didn't want something too unique, because I like unique names, but Gio's more of like a common name guy. So this was kind of in the middle. It wasn't something really weird, but it wasn't something really common. Zendaya and baby CJ asked, after you brought the baby home for the first couple weeks, how often would the baby wake up crying during the nights? My due date is next month. Okay, so I know you are having a baby. I see your comments all the time, and I promise I read them. And congrats on your baby, first off. Micah would wake up a lot. Those couple nights in the hospital, I did not sleep. I slept 6 hours out of like my 2.5 days there, basically 3. Those days that I spent there, I woke up a ton. He was cluster feeding, which means like they keep eating like every 20 minutes, every hour. Normally babies will eat 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4. But he was just cluster feeding like crazy. I would feed him and then he would go to sleep, but when I put him down, he would wake up and cry. And in the hospital, you can't hold your baby and sleep with your baby. We sleep with him here. You can't do that in the hospital. So I'd try to put him down, he'd cry. So I'd get him, I'd pick him up, and I would hold him, and he'd want to eat. He'd go to sleep. I'd put him down, he'd cry. And he would also use the restroom every time he ate, he would poop. So it's normal for babies to do that. But it was just constant. And the first week at least, when I was home, he would wake up so much during the night. It seemed like every chance I was almost asleep, he'd start crying. But just set a bedtime routine as early as you can. Start it from the day you get home. Do the same things every night. Put him down every night at the same time, and eventually he'll catch on. It wasn't that long before he started waking up at the same times every night, and instead of every hour, every 2 hours during the night, every 30 minutes, it started being like once to twice during the night, and then one like really early. It became more manageable, and when it's like that, you can kind of get used to it. She also asked, how old are you and Gio? I am 19. I'm going to turn 20 in like 2 months, and Gio is 20. Curly Tops asked, how long do you plan to breastfeed? I think I want to breastfeed at least until he is 1 year old, because that's like the recommended time to breastfeed, until he's 1. I don't know if I'm gonna do longer or not. The part of me that enjoys breastfeeding does want to go longer. Like, I think it will be hard to like break him from it any sooner, but the part of me that does get tired of having a baby attached to me every time he's hungry is kind of excited to stop when he's 1. But we'll see, because the more I breastfeed, the more I get sad thinking about him ever stopping. Like, I am definitely going to be one of those moms who will probably cry about it. It'll be bittersweet because I'll have more time to myself, like without him like attached to me, but I will feel like he doesn't need me anymore. Curly Tops, are you shy / embarrassed to breastfeed in public? I guess you can say I'm a little bit shy about it. Go away. It's my uncle. I guess you can say I am a little bit shy about it. I haven't actually had to like breastfeed in public very much yet. The one time I just breastfed when I went to the car, and the other times he just stays asleep the whole time, or I really plan it out where I'll feed him before I leave so he's content the whole time, and I don't really leave the house for very long anyways. Even if we go out and eat, we can usually make it home before he's hungry again. But if he needs to eat, I'm going to feed him. I do have a nursing cover, and I nurse in front of his family members with the cover. I nurse in front of my family members, like with or without the cover. And so it is kind of something you do have to get used to, but it's not that big of a deal. If my baby needs to eat, he's gonna eat. Curly Top says, did you tear when you were giving birth? No, I didn't tear, but the doctor did cut me or give me an episiotomy, which, if you guys don't know what that is, he literally cut my vagina open so it can be bigger and his head could come out, because my baby has a very large head. His head is larger than 95% of other babies his age. So he does have a big head. I knew he had a big head. Sandra Bastillo asked, how did you choose Micah's name and what does it mean? Like I mentioned, I just found it on the internet. Micah means who is like God. Micah was a prophet in Judaism who prophesied from approximately 737 to 696 BC in Judah, and he's the author of the book of Micah, and Micah means who is like God. So I do like that it's a biblical name. I just like biblical names, and my grandparents are pastors, so I just like it. Luz Martinez, why don't you show Gio in your videos? I told him this question. I was like, look, they're asking, why aren't you in the videos? Okay, I don't show Gio in my videos One, he doesn't want to be. He's shy. He always wants to have his haircut and his beard right before the video, but then when that happens, he's still too shy. Sometimes he'll agree and he's like, okay, wait till I get a haircut. And then he gets his haircut and then he's not. And two, he works full-time, so when he comes home, he just wants to, like, you know, chill, play video games, hang out with me and the baby. And he showers. He has to shower right when he gets home because he gets really dirty at work. And when he showers, he just wants to get ready for bed. He doesn't want to, like, dress up for a video. And by the time he's home, I'm, like, done with the day and I just want to chill too. If you guys are just patient, I'm sure he'll be in a video eventually. I want him to be in one too. Stephanie Salazar asked, what did you want before you knew what you were having, a girl or a boy? Before I knew what I was having, I wanted a boy. Before I ever got pregnant, like, I've always known I wanted my first baby to be a boy, and he was a boy. She also says, how long are you gonna wait until you have another baby? I am gonna get on birth control. I'm not on it yet. I have to make my appointment, but I am, because I really cannot afford to have another baby. Emotionally, physically, financially. Gio and I would like to be more stable. We'd like to be out of my grandparents' house. We'd like to be on our own. I'd like to have gotten my degree and have a job, and him advance in his career and just be more settled before we have another baby. I would like to have another baby when Micah is probably 4 to 5, taking in that 9 months, because I don't want to in diapers and I want Micah to be able to be more independent before I have another child. So maybe around there, maybe even when he's 3 if we're, like, settled, but it just really depends. She also asked, do you guys plan on getting your own guys' apartment? Maybe eventually. We really want a house, so our grandparents have a set limit that we can stay here until the baby is a certain age. We're allowed to live here, and we do pay, like, a low amount of rent, and we would really like to have a house. We really don't want an apartment because we feel like it's wasting money, but if we have to, we will. Amanda Carson asked, what is your favorite part of being a mommy? My favorite part is when he, like, recognizes me and, like, I know he loves me. Like, he smiles at me now. Sometimes when he can't go to sleep, he just wants me to cuddle him. Earlier he was crying and I went and sat down next to him in his little, like, vibrating bouncer chair thing, and he literally just watched me eat a popsicle. He was smiling and he quit crying and he went to sleep. So little things like that, like, he just loves me and it warms my heart, and I love him, and he's just so small and cuddly, and that's probably my favorite part, that relationship. Emmy Anderson asked, does Gio spend a lot of time with him? I sure do hope so, because he lives with us. He spends as much time with him as he can. Like I mentioned, he works full time. He leaves the house at like 6:20 a.m. and he doesn't get home till probably about 5 p.m. And so we have that evening together, and then we have the weekends, of course. Emmy she also asked, how long have you and Gio been together, and how long were you together before you got pregnant? We've been together 5 years, known each other for 6. We were together for 4.5 years almost before I got pregnant. Jayla Lasing asked, are you happy with your life now? Love you. Thank you. I love you too. And yes, I am happy with my life. It is a huge lifestyle change. It is a huge it's just a lot of adjustment, but I do love it. I wouldn't take my son back for nothing. I love him, and you just have to get used to it, but it is great. Kelly Marie asked, what were your other options for boy names, and what name did you pick if Micah was a girl? I actually have a video of 5 boy names that I love but won't be using. I'll leave that below if you want to look. Those are my top other 5 boy names that I really wanted but didn't go with. I really wanted to name him Jude. His name was Jude. I wanted to name him Jude so bad, but Gio didn't like it. Then Gio liked the name Noah, so I was thinking maybe Noah Jude. He didn't like that, so we ended up with Micah Seth. So that's what we had. And for the girl name, I kind of don't want to say it, but I don't think we'll use it for a girl if we have a girl. But we decided on the name Remy Joy Diaz for our baby girl, but we didn't have a girl, so there goes that. Amanda Walker says, did you expect Micah to have a lot of hair, and are you going to have him take newborn pictures? I did think he was going to have hair, like a lot, but I didn't think he was going to have this much, and he has a ton of hair. Gio had a lot of hair as a baby. I had a lot of hair, but not that much hair, and I did get him newborn photos done. I posted a few on my Instagram account at raisingbabydiaz. You can go to that account and see. I'll be posting more eventually. I just have like 20 something pictures of his newborn, and so it's a lot to post, but I did get them taken when he was just 5 days old. Mommy to Mariana. Hey girl. She asked, what are you majoring in college? Right now I'm majoring in education. I was leaning towards early childhood education, like elementary, but now I think I want secondary, which is like high school and stuff. I'm not really sure. Ever since Micah was born, I'm like second guessing everything, but right now it is education. Caitlin Waters says, ask, how have your friends reacted to your pregnancy slash birth of Micah? So ever since high school, really, I haven't been one to have many friends, but my few friends that I do have, one of my best friend didn't react that positively. Actually, you know who you are, Julietta, but she got over it really fast. She reacted how I would have reacted to her, honestly, if she would have gotten pregnant. But her sister is my best friend also, and she had a baby, so we have each other to fall on. And I have like people on social media that I went to school with. Everyone reacted positively, at least like to my face or through social media. I didn't get any like real like negativity. Go away, I'm doing this. Is he crying? No. I'm almost done. Look, there goes Gio. Gio's actually watching the baby right now. Dear baby asked, and she just messaged me. She says she's home with her baby. She just had her baby, and he's really cute. She says, how did you get baby to take his pacifier? So I didn't introduce baby to his pacifier until he was 1 week, and he just wouldn't stop crying. So finally I was like, look, I'm gonna try it. And I had 3 different kinds. I had a mam pacifier, which is like, there's different types, okay? And then there's the Nook pacifier. You can look them up and see. And the Nook is like a normal pacifier. It kind of goes straight and up. And the mam is like a Nook, except it's just round. And then there's the Soothies, which is what I use. It looks like the hospital pacifiers, although my hospital didn't offer one. And it looks like kind of like a bottle nipple. And I tried that one first, and he took to it right away. He liked it, and that was that. And I've tried the other pacifiers with him. He doesn't like it. It is a lifesaver though, because he was using me as a pacifier, and he's a baby that has a very strong sucking reflex. He'll just get done eating, he'll be completely happy, and he'll just kind of just start to whine just because he wants to be sucking on something. It's comforting to him, even if I'm holding him sometimes. So try different pacifiers if you do want him to use the pacifier. Don't be afraid to use one. They do help a ton. Alexis asked, what state do you live in? I live in Texas. And she says, do you live with anybody else but Gio and the baby and your dog? Yes, like I mentioned, I live with like 8 other people, or 8 people total. There is my grandma, my grandpa, their son, my uncle, my brother, my other brother, but he doesn't currently live here at the moment, Gio, me, our dog, the baby. We have my uncle has a dog, my grandparents have a dog, and they have a cat. There's a lot of people in our house. Nisa XOXO says, do you miss your baby bump? Yes, I miss my baby bump so much. Like, that's the only thing that makes me want to be pregnant again, is like my bump. Like, as annoying as it was, like not being able to fit clothes, I think next time I'll invest in like maternity clothing. I do miss it a lot. And she says, what advice would you give to someone that's about to become a mom? If you're about to become a mom, congrats. But to any new moms or soon to be moms out there, when your baby is born, sleep as much as you can. It's so much easier said than done, but sleep is important. Talk about how you're feeling, because you can feel some things that, you know, like baby blues. And just enjoy every second of it. Take lots and lots of pictures, and just go with the flow each day and remain patient. And because once they're gone, like, you're gonna want those times back, like no matter how hard they were. My first week was so like difficult for me, but I would go relive it over and over and over. Justina G, I know she's about to have her own baby, I believe, so congrats. And she says, are you planning on going back to school now that baby is here, or working? Yes, I start at the end of August, beginning of September. I am so nervous for it, about how I will be able to juggle like keeping our room clean. I know it sounds easy, just the room, but I also like clean other parts of the house. And like having me time and taking care of the baby and like spending time with Gio, I'm really afraid that I won't be able to balance everything correctly and that I'll end up lacking on one of them. But it has to be done. I really can't take a break. I don't want to fall behind, and I won't be going to school full-time. I think I'm gonna take 2 classes, but there's a part of me that does want to go full-time because I just want to get done as soon as I can, but we'll see. As far as work, I don't think I will be working because taking care of a baby, going to school, working, trying to maintain a relationship, and like our little piece of the house, I think I will be stressed. And I could though, who knows. I'm kind of thinking I should get a part-time job, like something pretty part-time. I was a part-time nanny before. I might go back for them, but I'm not really sure. Right now I say no, but it's always a possibility. She also says, any advice for moms giving birth soon? Okay, so I kind of gave advice before, like on what to do for yourself, you know, take time for yourself, get out if you feel like you need to. But for the birthing part, I would say to breathe. Breathing does help with the contractions, to go as long as you can without the epidural, because once you're healed, like that pain means nothing. To rest and enjoy all those precious moments, and just, I don't know, I want to go do it again. But yeah, basically just take it all in, soak it all in. And then I have one last question. Are you planning to have more babies? Yes, I do want 4 babies. I do want more babies. I always said I wanted 4 kids. Now I'm not so sure. There is that part of me that does still want 4 kids, but a baby is like a lot of work, way more work than I ever thought. But it's getting easier. Like, you start to know what to do, you start to learn your baby's cries, you start to learn when they're gonna cry, and it does become easier. So then there's days where I'm like, oh, I so want to do this like 70 more times. And then there's days where he won't stop crying, although he hasn't had one of those days in a while, and I'm like, okay, maybe I only want one. But no, I know I will end up having another one. I just want to be able to cherish him for as long as possible, because there is that part of me that I know I'm gonna miss having only 1 kid, because I just want to spoil him as much as possible. So that is my Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks Gio for watching the baby during this video. Although he wasn't in this video, I will have more videos coming out soon, and thank you guys for asking questions, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.